For years, executive function work has lived in the background of education, therapy, and coaching. Professionals have been teaching planning, organization, and emotional regulation for decades without always having a name for it. But the field is changing quickly. Executive function is becoming a recognized professional discipline, and with that growth comes the need for standards, ethics, and accountability. As executive function becomes more visible, certification is becoming the new standard. It protects both the public and the practitioner. When any professional field begins to grow rapidly, it attracts a mix of well-trained experts and people who simply decide to use the title. Without clear standards, it becomes difficult for the public to tell who is truly qualified. Certification solves that problem by creating a consistent, measurable framework for competence. The National Board of Executive Function Certification, NBEFC, was established to define and uphold that framework. It exists to ensure that professionals who represent themselves as executive function coaches, specialists, or educators are operating with integrity, proper training, and a shared ethical foundation. This protects clients from misleading claims, but it also protects credentialed professionals from being lumped in with unqualified providers. The move toward certification mirrors what happened in other professions decades ago. Before licensing boards existed, fields like counseling, speech-language pathology, and occupational therapy faced the same challenge. They had many talented practitioners, but no agreed-upon standards. Once certification and ethics codes were introduced, credibility followed. That same process is now happening for executive function professionals. Certification also brings clarity to the public. When parents, clients, or organizations seek support for executive function challenges, they want assurance that the professional they choose has met national standards. A credential signals that the practitioner has formal education, adheres to an ethical code, and understands the evidence-based principles behind executive function coaching. It turns what was once a loosely defined skill into a recognized professional service. For practitioners, certification does more than add letters after a name. It provides structure, continuing education, and credibility that expands opportunities. Schools, clinics, and employers are more likely to collaborate with certified professionals because certification demonstrates accountability. It shows that the individual's work aligns with best practices and a governing body that oversees ongoing standards. Certification also advances the profession itself. When thousands of professionals work under the same ethical and practice guidelines, it creates a foundation for research, collaboration, and public understanding. The profession grows stronger because everyone is using the same language and methodology. That is how recognition spreads and funding follows. Another reason certification is becoming the new standard is the emphasis on ethics. Executive function coaching often involves vulnerable clients who rely on a high level of trust. Clear ethical guidelines protect that relationship. They define appropriate boundaries, confidentiality, and transparency about qualifications. Certification ensures that professionals uphold these principles and that violations can be addressed through a formal process. Evidence-based practice is also central to this movement. Executive function certification is not about theory or personal opinion. It is grounded in cognitive science and applied psychology. Certified coaches learn how to apply research-based strategies that lead to measurable improvements in planning, time management, and self-regulation. This alignment with science gives the profession legitimacy in academic and clinical settings. The growing demand for executive function services is accelerating this shift. Families, schools, and workplaces are recognizing that executive function skills drive real-world success. As demand rises, so does the need for accountability. Certification ensures that the field grows with integrity rather than confusion. It distinguishes those who are trained to teach these skills from those who simply talk about them. The National Board of Executive Function Certification was built for exactly this purpose. Its credentialing pathways allow professionals from multiple disciplines, education, therapy, and coaching, to demonstrate their competence through structured requirements. Each credential holder agrees to the NBEFC Code of Ethics and completes continuing education to maintain active status. This ensures that the quality of the profession stays high as it expands. Ultimately, executive function certification benefits everyone. It protects the public by ensuring qualified professionals, it protects practitioners by validating their expertise, and it strengthens the profession by establishing standards that promote trust. When a field matures, it needs an organized structure to sustain growth. NBEFC provides that structure for executive function. Certification is not about making the work harder to enter. It is about raising the credibility of those already doing it. Most professionals in this field already have the knowledge and experience. Certification simply gives them a professional home and recognition at the national level. It also gives clients confidence that they are working with someone who has earned that recognition through training, ethics, and demonstrated skill. If you are already supporting clients or students with planning, organization, or emotional regulation, you are part of this growing profession. Earning your certification formalizes your work, strengthens your credibility, and connects you to a national network of professionals advancing executive function as a recognized discipline. You can start by taking a free credential pathway assessment at nbefc.org to see which certification track best fits your background. When you complete the assessment, you will receive a personalized video with your results that explains your recommended pathway and how your experience aligns with the national standards for certification.